up, everybody? As you can see by the title, this is my 1993 Pontiac Trans Am. I got it a little while ago. It's got 141,000 kilometers on it, somewhere on the ballpark of probably 87,000 miles. You know, for the most part, it's pretty good condition. It wasn't super well taken care of. There's a couple little spots I'll show you guys in a bit that need to kind of be restored to some degree. But other than that, I think it's a pretty solid car. I want to kind of go through it, make a little kind of, I don't know, channel dedicated to kind of restoring this thing and documenting what I'm doing to it. I'm not going to do much to it besides somewhat restore it. I'm going to probably keep these wheels and tires. These are Z06 Corvette wheels. I like the look of them on this particular black car. And probably do an exhaust on it and just some maintenance stuff. I'll go through it and just kind of show you guys what it all kind of looks like here. So we'll start in the interior. There's definitely a couple spots that aren't very good. Like there's these two spots here. Not sure what that's all about. Some of the speakers are missing out of here. Like, you know, the whole tote of when I bought this car is that it was low kilometers, but to me it seems like it was, I hate to use the term, but molested. It's kind of like a molested example, or just not well taken care of at all. But anyways, you can see the signal light bezel here is broken on this. The driver's seat typically worn here and here. I'm not sure how I'm going to replace that yet. I live in BC, so it's kind of hard to get parts readily for this thing. Of course, these back seats are folded down here. Let's see. But let's see here. Can't move this. But you know, they look to be in decent condition. You know, this chair is just disgusting, but I'm sure that's typical of a lot of these. I haven't cleaned it yet, so the floor is looking a little gross. The T-tops aren't leaking, which is nice. The headliner looks pretty good, but the Velcro it's holding this here has failed, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to re-stick that up there. You know, these are looking a little worn and beat up. I find these steering wheels very gross. It's got an aftermarket stereo, Bluetooth. It'd been nice if it was just stock, but ow. But it's got that, so none of these controls on this work. But yeah, you can see here, 141,000. So I hope that's original. I'm not sure if it's been changed out. This passenger seat looks pretty good. A little bit of wear right here. That door panel looks good. The dash is good, actually, besides a very small crack right here. There I am. There's the back. I'll pop that. Take a look in there. I think it's got some different tips on it because it says reactive on it. I don't think that's stock. The only thing is this taillight's good. You know, I'm not sure if this was original or if there's supposed to be a sticker there, but anyways, there's that. But as you can see, this right taillight is delaminated, which sucks because they're basically unobtainium. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. Anyways, let's lift this up. Here's the back of the car, or the trunk, I suppose I should say. You know, it really, like I said, it definitely somebody was in here doing something with this thing. If I really took some time with it, I would have looked at all this and I might have passed it up, but you know what, I've got it now and I didn't pay too much for it. So up here in Canada, they're not too bad. They're still holding their value pretty good. Of course, these cars this year isn't as desirable as the LS cars, like 97 and up. But the body's pretty good. I don't see any rust on it at all. Underneath looks pretty decent. The next videos or so, I'll show you guys all of what that kind of looks like. I'll show you a couple of the imperfections. So here's the front. It looks pretty good, but some of the paneling gapping isn't looking very nice. I don't know if you can adjust that. I'm sure you can, but probably have to be professionally done. This fog light's got a crack in it. There's a small, I think, paint repair right there. You guys can see that. And the only other thing with the body, what's kind of bad, well, there's one other spot I'll show you, but is this right here. There's a crack here on the plastic on this fender. So I'm hoping I can get that done by a body shop that could plastic weld that or whatever, and then repaint this whole fender. I'll show you the one on the back, and then this right here on the trunk lid. And then there is some spidering on the bumper, as you can see here. But other than that, that's kind of basically it for cosmetic. Like I said, the interior is a little kind of gross, but hopefully it can be restored fairly cheap. But we'll see. Anyways, I'll show you under the hood. Oh yeah, it's 6-speed, as you guys can see. It's got a Cosmo Racing short shift kit I put on it. That's the only thing I've done really to it. And it's got a cat delete. Other than that, it's stock, I believe. I've still got the original shifter and all that stuff. I'll keep that, of course. The only other issue with this car, and again, I kind of wish I knew when I bought it what to look for. Hopefully somebody else can. Oh, sorry about that, guys. My phone actually just ran out of storage. Anyways, back now. So here's the engine. It's funny. I read a bunch of stuff on these engines, sorry, before I went and bought this, and sure enough, the kid said it ran good. I drove it. Didn't obviously spend much time with it, but didn't look underneath the car, which I should have. Always look underneath the car, especially the front of the engine. You see any type of coolant coming from it, unless the car's at a good price, make sure you tell the buyer that, and if he's asking too much, walk away. It really isn't that expensive, but the thing is if you're getting somebody else to repair it, it can be expensive. I'm talking about the OptiSpark, by the way, behind the water pump. My water pump seems to be okay. It's not weeping from the weep hole, but there's some kind of coolant leak, and I'm not sure where it's from. I think it's against the block. So I'm losing coolant, and it's gone onto my Opti. So it's not like it's misfiring. I'll fire it up here in a minute to show you guys. Sorry, it is misfiring, I guess, but it's kind of under light load. It's not severely misfiring or just dying like I've heard. So it's really annoying. I'm going to fix that, of course, this winter, because in fact it's going to go into storage there in about a week. I'm not driving it right now. Obviously, I want to completely repair all this before I drive it. I'm going to do a cold air intake on it, completely repair all that, repair the timing, cover seals. I'm probably actually going to switch out the water pump too for a electric one, but we'll see. And then a new OptiSpark, of course. The plugs and the wires, the kid said they were done about 30,000 ago or so. I actually went in there and checked them and took the plugs out. And yes, it's a pain, by the way. And yes, they're pretty new looking plugs. They're like NGK Platinums on it. So like $10 a plug, Canadian, whatever. So not the best ones, but the one just underneath the best ones. The wires look obviously new. It's got, like I said, 140,000 K on it. Anyways, you know, I guess it was just fired up. The AC doesn't work either, but I'll show you what it kind of sounds like. Let's see, I got the keys here. Here's the keys. I even got like this little emblem. I'm not sure if that came with them or if that's just from like an older Trans Am keychain. But let's fire her up. You guys can hear what it sounds like. I got no check engine lights, which is nice. I need to get a new knob too, that's another thing. The stock knob I screwed up the threads when I was threading it onto this short shifter. But okay, let's go take a look at the motor. So it doesn't sound too bad. Like I said, that there is something making, I don't know if you can hear me, but there is something kind of loud here. I'm not sure if it's that, the power steering pump, or idler, or the AC. So, but I want to get in there and try to look. I think it is the power steering pump. Like I said, the AC isn't working either, so maybe it's that bearing. Who knows? Anyways, the pop-up headlights kind of somewhat work. I had to rig something, but you can see the one, they do come up. This one's slower because I had to actually, I had a gear, the gear was messed up on this side, and I actually took a gear out of a GMC Sierra's window regulator motor. Shut her off here. And I actually modified it to work in there, but it seems to kind of not be as fast, and it actually kind of rubs on the bezel here, rubs on the side of the body here too. I'm not sure all what's going on there. Anyways, I got it working actually with this. Another mod I want to do to this is take out the daytime light. Also, excuse me for the video and me maybe rambling about things. This is like the first video I've ever done for YouTube, so excuse that. Kind of unprofessionalism. I'm going to try to get my other camera, my DSLR camera, set up with a tripod while I'm kind of doing some work on this thing. But I don't know if I can show you underneath. It's probably too dark. I might show you guys once I get it into the shop. That muffler and this exhaust is going to be changed out next spring before it gets on the road, or you know, type of stuff. I want to do make sure the mechanical's good before I do that. But yeah, I'd like to hear you guys' comments. Whoever has owned one and is familiar with these, I would like to know what you guys think so far. And if it's kind of worth kind of investing a little bit of money into. Actually, I think it is worth putting a little bit of money into it for what I paid with it. You know, you can get them fairly affordable right now. I know it's not as desirable as like a later model LT1. It's the first year, so it's all PCM and whatever, OBD1 kind of crap. I want to put some headers on it, of course, cold air intake, just a couple small mods, like small tasteful mods. I want to keep it very reliable. Probably just I want to get it to 300 horsepower, let it breathe a bit easier, and that's kind of it for this car. And make it so I'm, you know, the interior is not so yucky, and it's just a, you know, just a nice kind of reliable car to do some GT touring with, you know, around the country. Anyways, yeah, so that's kind of the first video of it. Any questions, comments, please leave them below. I can show you guys the, oh yeah, the RPO sticker. I guess it doesn't matter. I can show you that. You guys are curious. It does have posi, has the, I think 343 gearing. It's not the lowest gearing, it's got 343s. Let's see, I think it's in here. Yeah, it is. So there it is there. I don't know if you can see it. So there's the sticker for all the options. Yeah, anyways, let me know what you guys think about this thing. And we'll talk soon once it's inside the shop there. Probably in a few weeks. All right, take care, guys.